All right, now to this huge story. The country's two largest teachers' unions are vowing a fight this morning. A Los Angeles judge ruled Tuesday that tenure and other job protections for teachers in California are unconstitutional, and the case could have a ripple effect in other states looking to change the way educators are hired and retained. CBS News legal analyst Jack Ford is here. Jack, good morning.
Good morning.
So what exactly did the judge say here?
What was interesting is this decision came from a court, not at the bargaining table or not from the legislatures, where you've seen this battle over tenure been taking place for years now. The judge took a look at this, and the case was brought by a number of students. And the judge said essentially, look, you're not just entitled to access to education, you're entitled to a quality education. And the judge then looked at the tenure rules here and basically concluded that the tenure rules interfered with the ability of these students to get a quality education.
Because what were the students arguing about? They're not getting a quality education because of tenured teachers.
Students said this. Now, we recognize the vast majority of teachers are good, talented people, but what do you do with the ones that aren't? And the students argued here, and the judge agreed that looking at the California system, where you got tenure after 2 years, essentially seniority rules controlled if there were going to be layoffs, and ultimately the judge concluded it was almost impossible to remove an unqualified teacher. Said it took 2 years to as many as 10 years to do it. It could cost $250,000. So the judge said having that, and it disproportionately affected low-income and minority students, the judge said having that obstacle basically interfered with their right to a quality education.
And I thought what was really interesting is that the judge in this case cited Brown versus Board of Education and that ruling, saying that separate but equal, the laws in this case impose a real and appreciable impact on the student's fundamental right to education, equality in education.
Remember, Brown versus Board of Education in the 1950s overturned a 1890s decision that said separate but equal was fine. Brown versus Board of Education said, no, you can't be equal if you're separate in education. And the judge here adopted that rule, that thinking, by saying that equal education means a quality education. And the judge's conclusion was this interferes, the tenure rules interfere with these students getting a quality education. Question is where it goes now, obviously, and it's not binding on anybody yet. Has to work its way up through the appellate process here.
But look for more cases.
And then it could be binding on California, but it will be influential. Other people will be taking a look at this, saying, should we take this approach too?
Really interesting. Jack Ford. Sorry, guys, I dominated that conversation. I was just so interested.
All relevant and pertinent.
All right.